So today what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and continue on with our previous lesson. And so what we need to do is find the next three terms in the sequence. So basically, I have this term, and this term that I want to find. So now in looking at that, is that an arithmetic sequence, yes or no?
Yes.
Arithmetic? If it was arithmetic, notice I add 12 to 24 to get 36. Do you add 12 to 36 to get 54? No, I add 18. So that one doesn't work. So then we got to see if it's geometric. Geometric, this one maybe isn't as obvious as the other ones were, because the other ones were like a whole number, like 2, 3, 4. Okay? In order to figure out if this is geometric, this is what I want you to do. I want you to take 36 divided by 24. Take 36 divided by 24. And what do you get? 1.5. Okay? I want you to do the same thing with the 54 and the 36. I want you to take 54 divided by 36. What do you get? 1.5. I want you to do the same thing with 81 and 54. What do you get? 1.5. So this is actually a geometric sequence. And what do you really multiply by? 1.5. So do you see how I did that? You have to take the second term divided by the first term. So really, what I'm doing is I'm multiplying all of these by 1.5. So what is 81 times 1.5? 121.5, okay? What is 121.5 times 1.5? 182.25. And then what will the last answer be?
273.
Okay, good job. So do you see how you work that? If it's not arithmetic, you have to try geometric, and then you just have to divide the terms. Questions? All right, let's go ahead and look at this formula then. This formula for a geometric sequence, I'll go ahead and let you get that down, and then we'll go ahead and continue with that. Okay, so we're going to talk about a geometric sequence. It's a sequence in which ratios of consecutive terms are equal. So basically like the one we just looked at previously. So what you need to remember is this formula right here. Okay, a sub n, which means the nth term, equals the first term times the ratio to the n minus 1 power. N here is the number of the term that you're trying to find. Okay? So let's go ahead and look at an example here. Write an equation for the nth term of the sequence, -6, 12, -24, 48. Write an equation for the nth term of the sequence, -6, 12, -24, 48. So we're going to utilize that formula from the previous slide. Okay. So that's the formula from the previous slide. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to leave a sub n alone. That's how we read that, because that's a subscript. That means it's lower than a normal line. So a sub n equals a sub 1 from the previous slide. A sub 1 was the first term. So what is the first term in this sequence? -6. Okay, so then I've got a times sign. Now I need to find out the common ratio. So what do I do to -6 to get 12? Multiply by -2. Nice job. So that's my common ratio. Now since the ratio is a negative, I'm going to put it in parentheses. Now normally you only put those in, you only need to if it's a negative or if it's a fraction. And then I've got my n minus 1 power. And that's it, you're done. That's the first part, okay? So then now, this next question says find the 9th term of this sequence. So what I'm going to do is take 9, and I'm going to plug it in this formula for n. So I'm going to write the formula again. And there we go. Alrighty, so what is 9 minus 1? 8. So do you remember how we did this yesterday? What we do first is we do the negative 2 to the 8th power. So on your calculator, now be really careful how you do this because the negative 2 needs to be in parentheses. Okay? The negative 2 needs to be in parentheses. So what did you get, Alicia? Negative 2 to the 8th power. 256. If you got a negative, you got to put in parentheses. Okay. So we got 256. So if I take that times negative 6, I get my answer, which is negative 1,536. If you got a negative 256, you've got to put parentheses around that 2, the negative 2. Otherwise, you're going to get your answer to be wrong. Okay. All right, let's look at another one of those. Okay, same instructions, just different numbers. So if you're writing this in your notes, I would just put 96, 48, 24, and 12. So I start with my formula. A sub n equals a sub 1 times r to the n minus 1. So remember what we do? I leave the a sub n alone. What is my first term? 96. Now I need to figure out the ratio. What am I doing to move here to here, here to here, here to here? Now remember, if you didn't know, let's take 48 divided by 96. Or 24 divided by 48. What do you get? 0.5? Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put 0.5, which you could also write 1/2 to the n minus 1.
Would you always put parentheses around the number?
In that case, I am, because I want to make sure that point, I see it's 0.5. Okay?
Do you have to put in the parentheses in the calculator?
No, you won't on this one. You only have to put the parentheses if it's a fraction or if it's a negative. So this one says find the 10th term. So what am I going to plug 10 in for? N. Very good. So then now I've got 96 times 0.5 to what power?
9.
The 9th. So on your calculator, remember how we do that? We do the 0.5 to the 9th first. I get an answer and I take it times 96. What does it come out to be?
0.1875.
Somebody else get 0.1875? Good. Now you are going to get, in this case, a decimal because it's getting smaller as time progresses. So that's your geometric sequence. Any questions over what we've covered? Yeah.
Don't you times it by 96 then?
Oh, did you not take that times 96?
Yeah,
Oh.
Yeah. I was going to say, I think they probably. Okay. So are we good to go? All right, so from yesterday, you can finish up your assignment 14 through 31. Remember, we're looking at a test next Tuesday. We'll review on Monday.